Alright, today we are going to repair an internal memory battery inside a Hunten Outdoors Trail Cam. It's model number C30-30IR. Again, this is Hunten Outdoors. These cameras were made probably 4 or 5 years ago, and usually after about a year these cameras have a tendency of I don't want to say breaking, but they malfunction. They'll take pictures and then all of a sudden they'll die, and what happens out in the field is if your battery dies or it goes into sleep mode, the time and date stamp resets itself when the IR is activated, or you put in fresh batteries, almost like as if it just completely resets, or when you shut it off the memory won't hold and everything gets reset, and that's all because of the internal battery. I've tried contacting Hunten Outdoors many times, and all you get is a sales rep and that has no technical knowledge about how this camera works. The only thing they ask you for is a receipt when you bought it, and if you have a receipt, so they'll just go and replace it. So essentially, if you don't have technical knowledge on these cameras, I bought this one I think for about $45–50. It becomes a $50 bill that you just threw in the garbage after about a year and a half of being out in the field. These are really good cameras, in my opinion. The pictures are decent quality. You don't get a lot of blurry pictures like some cameras do. I have numerous types of cameras. I have this one. I have a couple of Scout Recon X, Wild Game Innovations. I refuse to buy cutty-back cameras only because they're too expensive, and when they break, that's after about 2 or 3 years, it's $300. That's down the tube. I figure $50, and if you can't fix it, then guess what? It gets tossed. In this case, I was able to figure out how these cameras work, and I can fix it. So let's start off with opening up the camera. First, you got to take out your SD card and the batteries. Really important that you take those out because you can end up ruining the circuitry in here. As you can see, there's four places where you take the screws out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes this face off. Now, inside here you have a battery. It's a 2.4 volts, 70 milliamp hours. It's a double stack battery. It looks like a giant two giant watch batteries. When I open it up, I'll show you what they are. But with a little bit of innovation and I'm going to call American ingenuity, because this is Chinese garbage, you can do a pretty good job making it a little bit better. This is going to be my second time repairing this camera, for replacing the battery. It's pretty simple as long as you know how to work with tools, especially in small tight places. Alright, anyways, lift up the cover and flip it upside down. Now just make sure you watch where your screws go. As you can tell, screws are small. Like I said, I've already lost one screw. But anyways, you flip it upside down and you see you have circuit boards, harnesses, all sorts of stuff. Here's your leads for your batteries. You can pull this stuff out because this is going to end up being in the way. This right here, that's the battery that craps out, because there is no per se charger in here. That battery never gets recharged, so basically it's a throwaway battery, what they've been called. I talked to a couple of battery experts. They explained to me how batteries work. So this right here is going to work. This right here is your typical cordless phone battery. Now, what you got to do, it's important that you do it this way. You go to the store with your own cordless phone battery, and what you want to do is you want to make sure you have the same exact connector as your cordless phone. Alright? Reason being is when you get this battery home, you want to stick it inside your phone and start charging it. Okay? This particular battery was already fully charged, so I'm able to put this directly inside the thing right away, inside the camera right away. What I wanted to do was I wanted to get the female end. This is the male end. This inserts inside the phone. I wanted to get the female end and solder it on these two little connectors that go right here. But can't do that, so I'm going to do it. I'm just going to cut I'm just going to cut it off and solder it directly into the board. Because if I was able to do that with the harness with the female end, I'd be able to in the future take this battery out, plug it to the phone, let it charge, and then place it back into the camera just to make things easier to swap out. But this is like no big deal. So that being said, now we're going to take apart the boards. Start off by disconnecting the harnesses. 1, 2. Next, we're going to take out these screws. One, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and just lift this board right out. Now, underneath here, there's some pins. See those pins right there? That's what connects this top circuit board to the main circuit board. Just slowly pull that off. Just do a little wiggle, wiggle to it. Now this is all your infrared lighting. This is all your diodes and all that good stuff. Okay? Set that off to the side. Take your screws. Put them in a safe place because God only knows bad things happen. Next, you're going to take off the main circuit board. That's held down by these screws here. 1, 2, 3. I believe, yeah, there's the 4th one right there, and I think there's a 5th one. Nope, just 4 screws again. So you're going to pop those off.